Some people are going to ask why I have suspenders on. Some people are going to ask why I have a beanie on inside. Some people are going to ask why they call me Joe Badiah at work. I don't know. I don't have the answers to everything. You ever feel like you gotta get something else off your chest?
I'm tired, man. It's super raw. It's real. It's so real.
And one of the most important choices that each of us has, and you know this just as well as I do, is you can choose a life of ease and comfort, or you can choose a life of service and adventure. And when you're 80, which one of those things do you think you're going to be more proud of? You're going to be more proud of having chosen a life of service and adventure. You see this in your firefighting work and everything else you do, Robin Hood, and so on and so on. And I feel that that is, for me, adventure is a shorthand way of thinking about that.
Got it.
If you want to be an inventor of any kind, inventing a new service offering for customers or a new product or anything, being an inventor requires, because the world is so complicated, you have to be a domain expert. I mean, in a way, even if you're not at the beginning, you have to learn enough so that you become a domain expert. But the danger is once you become a domain expert, you can be trapped by that knowledge. And so inventors have this paradoxical ability to have that 10,000 hours of practice and be a real domain expert and have that beginner's mind. And I think that is intentional. I think all of us have that inside of us, and we can all do it, but you have to be intentional about it. You have to say, yeah, I am going to become an expert, and I'm going to keep my beginner's mind.
Welcome, friends, to another episode of Exalt Expo, episode Ocho. I'm Joe Clark, your designated curator, and in today's video, I present to you the man, the myth, the legend. Do I say that about everybody? Probably. The man, the myth, the legend, Jeff Bezos. If you don't know who he is, bury yourself in a hole. You've probably paid like his light bill a few times over already. If you've ordered anything from Amazon, he's the man responsible. Beast. If you don't know him, look him up. I'm not even gonna, I don't even feel comfortable pretending like you don't know him. And if you don't know him, you should probably not be watching this. And if you're watching this, you know him. Anyway, where do I start? I'm feeling some type of way. I need some couch time a little bit. Like, I'm not even really ready to talk about today's video. I just got a lot stirring like right here. And for what reason, I'm really not sure yet. What do you think? What do you think is what's on your mind? Nothing. Good, because that's what happens when you talk to a camera. So I guess if we're not going to talk about me, we might as well talk about Jeff, because he's the man. You are never done. That's today's message. I think it's pretty clear and simple. It's something that I was really inspired by this week. Just thinking about my own circumstances. I know I've said this before. I go to work, come home from work, gotta do some Exalt stuff, go wake up early in the morning, go work out, work a full day, doing this and that, gotta answer emails, reading this book and then the next book, and then listen to this book on Audible, taking some prayer time for myself, taking time with my wife, taking time with my mom, taking time with my friends, taking time with. There's so many things that we are always just inundated, right, with, and we only have so much time in a day. I always say I wish there were 32 hours in a day, just so that way I could do more. There's not 32 hours in a day. There won't be 32 hours in a day. We have a limited amount of time in a day and a limited amount of energy and resources to apply to that time in that day. And one thing that has really started to strike me and that I've come to reconcile with is that I'll probably never finish a day feeling like I got everything that I wanted in that day done. If you hear that you never get to the end of the day and feel done, then I think, like myself, you might be missing the point. You might be missing the point that life and a day is not to just get to the end of it and be able to check it off your list, even though that feels good. I think oftentimes that leads to, especially people of my generation, millennials, I guess, whatever we are, especially in the corporate world, we're always looking for some accomplishment that makes us feel good about ourselves. And like I said earlier, kind of gives us that like dopamine rush of knocking something else off of a checklist. I get it. There's nothing necessarily wrong with knocking things off of a checklist. I guess what I'm saying is the only time maybe that there's something wrong with that is when you apply that same mindset to everything. Some things are a grind. Some things are going to take days, weeks, months, years, and you're not going to get daily hits of dopamine. You're not going to get your daily satisfaction of checking that off that list. Some of us are so ready to just be done with something that we're already looking and excited about the next thing, because it's exciting to be excited about the next thing. But when you're married, you can't be excited about the next thing because your marriage is the forever thing. When you have a job and a career, you can't always just be excited about the next thing because that's your job and that's your career. And oftentimes that takes an investment in a place for a while and not just like 6 months. I think a lot of us are ready to finish school. Forget these big things. A lot of us can't wait to get a day over, a week over, a month over, a year over, a relationship over. All of us are waiting for something to be over. Instead of being excited about something ending, why can't we be a little bit more excited about building something, building roots and going deeper and being satisfied with that and trusting the process, not to sound too cliche, and trusting that we're being refined and that we can have influence on a process, that we can have influence on a workplace, we can have influences in our schools, we can have influences in our communities. And if we take the time to grow deep roots, you'll develop a stronger foundation to affect change. Listen, I don't want to project my Debbie Downer on you today. And really, honestly, I'm not in a bad mood. It has nothing to do with being in a bad mood. I'm in a great mood. I'm just in a passionate mood because I feel like we sell ourselves so short so often because we get caught up in those quick little check marks and that microwave mentality that so many people in our generation, my generation, have come to know. You know, when your cell phone doesn't work, or is that app is taking an extra 3 seconds to load, like you lose your freaking mind for a second, right? Like, think about what you're thinking about. That's not necessarily okay. That 2 extra seconds of an app loading, like if that bothers you, you probably are susceptible to the temptation of a microwave mentality, right? That if you don't have it right now and right then, that you can't see the long-term vision of, or that you're not invested in deeply, then you might need to take a step back and just like take a breath, wear some suspenders every now and then, put on a beanie inside, talk to a camera, and just, I'm projecting again. I need to stop doing that. You're never done. Maybe you're done with school today, and maybe you're really looking forward to watching Netflix. Maybe you're done with your job today, and you can't wait to go home and like kick the feet up. I know I do it too. Crack open a beer. It's cool. I'm not saying nothing's wrong with that. But if the biggest thing that you're looking forward to in a day is being done with the thing that you're currently doing, look at your feet right now. Not me. Don't look at me. You're looking at me. Look at your feet. Look at your feet and understand it is okay for them to be standing on a firm foundation, to plant deep roots, to invest your time, your energy your engagement, your attention in one place for a long time. That's okay. I'm talking to you. Like 20 to like 34, I'm talking to you. You can do it. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you enjoy these videos where I bring and introduce to you guys innovators, thought leaders, and kingpins in their respective industries, please hit subscribe. I will bring you guys fresh content weekly and give you the best of what I got in all kinds of industries. And as I continue to build Exalt and build this project out, I really want it to be valuable to you guys. Feel free to leave a comment on suggestions of what could be better, what could be different, and maybe speakers that you guys want to see. And don't forget to check out playlists on Exalt's YouTube page, specifically like the Exalt favorites. I throw some like shorter clips in there from different people that I review, like Gary Vaynerchuk, and some great content, curated content just for you guys that I think is valuable to you and to the things that I'm doing and that are consistent with my messages that I try to put out. Remember, be intentional with your attention, and until the next time, God bless.